Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to the discussion on the third eye chakra. Yes, we're dealing with ajna, which is the Sanskrit word for the third eye chakra. Now, even though we call this the third eye chakra, I like to think of it as the first eye. Why? Because, well, first it being located right here in the center between the two brows. This is our first eye. This is where we first see into the world. Long before we become entrenched in using our five senses, here is the symbol of this chakra. This is the psychic black cat that you see the Queen of Wands spending so much time with. And you all know that I am the Queen of Wands. And so here is Kismet, which means destiny and fate. Kismet. She threw up yesterday. So when we talk about the first eye, we talk about the most ancient part of our soul sensory system. We talk about the most ancient part of us that communicates across realms in order to give us spiritual awareness and an inner perception of what is going on around us outside of what we may be able to perceive through the five senses. The third eye chakra is about spiritual awareness. It's about inner knowing. It's about intuition. It's about psychic awareness. It is about knowing. Literally, it has to do with our intellect. All right. It's about our ability to imagine, and it's about visualization and so much more. Here is where we refine our psychic gifts. Gifts that often in many paradigms are not given room to grow. For example, clairaudience, which has to do with clear hearing, clairvoyance, which has to do with clear seeing, clairalience, which has to do with clear smelling. All of the different clairs, claircognizance, clear knowing. We are told that, or we know we have over 16 different psychic senses, and we have superpowers which have yet to be activated, but are being activated across the planet as we speak, as people shift in their spiritual evolution and heighten their consciousness and fall in alignment with universal energies that are hitting the planet and that are currently present in the cosmos. So as we talk about the third eye chakra, we're talking about everything that has to do with your inner sight, your highest wisdom that does not come from your eyes, does not come from any of your five senses at all. This is the way your psychic field, your energetic field interprets the movements, the energy, and the communication that is nonverbal and non-visual, and tries to present this information to you for decoding. The third eye chakra is associated with the color indigo, which is a little bit darker than this. It's between this color and navy. It has a bit of maybe a purplish hue to it, but it is also associated with foods that are similar in color, such as blueberries, blackberries, eggplant, purple carrots, any food that has that hue to it, eggplant, for example. The oils, the oils that would resonate with this particular chakra are going to be oils with a high frequency, because remember, as we move up through the different chakras, the closer we get to the crown, the faster the energy is, the more, the quicker and the more accelerated the vibration is. So we associate this chakra with a very fast frequency, hence the type of information that is decoded, hence the power, the spiritual power of this chakra, which allows us to see energy, which allows us to see into different dimensions. Oftentimes we can close our eyes, and if we are very perceptive and adept and are used to working with this particular chakra, we are able to sense energy. Oftentimes, if this chakra is flowing and the energy is open here, you can actually see it with your eyes open. You may have a vision. You may perceive entities. You may perceive spiritual beings from other dimensions depending upon how you've worked with this chakra and how open it is. So this chakra is going to be the one that is responsible for psychic vision, for your ability to communicate cross-dimensionally or interdimensionally, for your ability to remote view, for your ability to receive vivid information through your dreams. This chakra's energy has to be flowing. There are a lot of things that can contribute to this chakra being closed, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But some of the physical maladies that one can suffer from when this chakra is out of balance, because it's located here, we're talking about eyes. So literally, you may be having visual problems. You may have problems with your brain, be it lesions, be it tumors. You could have problems with your sinuses. Some will attribute issues with the ears to this particular chakra, although I tend to cross those between the throat chakra and this chakra, especially if it has to do with your clairalience, but also throat chakra in terms of listening. But some issues related to the ear energy, or the energy of your ears, can be associated with this particular chakra. Anything that has to do with this area in here. Intellect, being very rigid, not being open-minded, failing to look beyond your limiting beliefs, or resisting outmoded belief systems in favor of something else that can work for you or that may open your mind. Being extremely judgmental, being very rigid, lacking the ability to empathize, which is also heart chakra energy. But what can create a difficulty in our ability to empathize is being very closed-minded and being having a lot of difficulty being able to see ourselves or see into the heart of the matter. All right, and so this particular chakra is going to relate to any and all things that are intellectual as well as spiritual. It has to do with our ability to see, literally to see our path forward, but also our spiritual sight and our spiritual insight. So a person who has the energy flowing in this area is going to be very intuitive. They are going to be able to tap into their right brain energy. What are some of the things that can cause this chakra to be out of balance? Could be growing up in a home where you were placed in a very deeply religious, dogmatic, and ritualistic box. Being in a home where perhaps you were not honored creatively. You were not encouraged to daydream or to draw or to visualize or to fantasize or to imagine or to pretend. Being in a home where if you had dreams or if you had psychic experiences, you were told that they were wrong, that they were immoral, that something was wrong with you. Perhaps you might have been ostracized. Being in an environment like many of us are growing up, and many kids today, where the left brain activity is favored over right brain needs for creativity, whereby if it's not analytical, if it cannot be put in a box logically, then it loses its validity. Anything that is more creative, that is more perceptive, that is less formed and has less structure, that is more flowing and more creative and spontaneous, is actually something that is shunned. So you can see this taking place in our school systems today, with our children being encouraged to pursue right brain, left brain activity, and the grading system being heavily biased towards that, such as math, such as reading, and so forth and so on. Not enough time being given to pursue creative interests, art, writing, things of that nature. So with this third eye energy here, there are ways that we can, and I'm going to read some of my notes to you. There are ways that we can begin to look at an individual, because we talked about this before. You can look at the relative health or the openness or the closed of a particular chakra by looking at the attributes of a person. Someone who is very, very fearful and worries a lot and has a closed mind and is very rigid, who suffers from issues that are related to this particular chakra, be it sinus issues, visual issues, issues with the brain, perhaps brain tumors, things of that nature. Very, very much indoctrinated, very, very much judgmental, very, very critical. These are going to be people who have difficulty with this area. People who are so dogmatic and so religious in their practicing of their faith that they really lack a true or meaningful connection to spirit. They may go through the motions and they may be very ritualistic, but when it comes to the loving energy that is able to flow through you when you have faith, when you have trust, when you are benefiting from the light of the Creator, that energy is going to be fairly absent. These are some of the things that you would notice in someone who has their third eye closed. They typically do not give a lot of credence to spirituality at all. Their spiritual insight is hampered by what they perceive as valid only through the five senses. I wanted to talk about, yes, judgmental, dismissive, prejudiced, very rigid in your thinking or dogmatic in religious views, overly analytical, rational, and very concrete in their thinking. That's left brain, right? That's the masculine. This chakra here has more of a feminine energy, although it houses both. The other thing that's important about this chakra to remember is it is the command center. So if this chakra is out of balance, the entire system is going to be out of balance. As this chakra begins to fall into more alignment and more energetic balance, it helps to align the entire system. Let me see if there's anything that I've left out. Okay, so balanced third eye chakra can present in a multitude of ways, but you're going to be comfortable with your path in life, and you're going to be comfortable with trusting, with having faith in something larger than yourself. You're going to be comfortable deferring to your inner wisdom. You're going to be comfortable in a creative space that allows you to be more of who you are without having to rely on social constructs, hierarchies, and more traditional and conventional ways of thinking, okay? This person would benefit from peaceful sleep, clarity of thought. Because we're talking about the intellect, someone who sees things very clearly, clear spiritually as well as clear literally and practically, is going to have a balanced third eye. People who sleep well, who get a good night's rest, who dream, not that they have to have an active dream life, but who have some recall of their dream life, who are able to visualize and hold a visual in the mind's eye and to create from there. People who are comfortable with imagination and don't feel that it's a waste of time would have more flow in their third eye chakra. What else do we have? Open to visions. Can think in terms of symbols. This is very, very important. You find this out when you start working more with tarot cards, and also if you work a lot with dreams, that many of the signs or much of the information that we receive from the divine comes to us in terms of symbology. So a person that has this energy working for them, they think in the abstract. They can go beyond the concrete. They can synthesize. They're able to analyze, but they're also able to evaluate information and decode that information. They think in terms of the big picture, and they don't get caught up in the minutia or the details of a particular situation. These people, as we talked about, are visually astute. They're not dealing with a lot of eye problems. Ability to decode psychic messages. We talked about thinking in terms of symbology. Also being able to think abstractly and to decode information that is higher level or that is in symbols in order to arrive at something that makes sense in the mundane. Also, we have a stable personality, and that has to do with the fact that a person that is emotionally unstable will have this energy be overactive. It's going to manifest in delusions, fantasies. People who have psychic visions all the time, and they aren't able to differentiate between what's real and what's not real. They're way on the fringes. They go too far. Those people have an overactive third eye chakra. Also, we talked about, let's see, I think we got everything on here for the most part. So there are a lot of different things that you can do to check this energy out. There are a lot of different things that you can do to open this energy out, to open it up, to ignite this energy. If you are interested in opening this energy up, it controls or is associated with the pineal gland, but also the pituitary gland, which controls the entire autonomic nervous system. So much of our bodily functions, including our sleep life and our waking life, have to do with the health of this particular region. But one of the things that you will always hear as it relates to the third eye energy is you'll hear speak about the pineal gland. The pineal gland is the gland that allows us to activate our psychic abilities. It allows us to tap into the spiritual realm. It allows us our spiritual insight. And oftentimes, because of the diet that we have in this country and so many other things that do not aid in the opening or the health of the pineal gland, it becomes calcified. And once it becomes calcified, it's much more difficult to break through that calcification in order to open it and have that energy flow. One of the really wonderful ways that you can begin to work on that, in addition to diet and avoiding fluoride, is sun gazing. Sun gazing is something I love to do. Sun gazing is a wonderful way to activate the energy in this area. And if you look at the sun in terms of energy, information, and consciousness and enlightenment, allowing that sun to hit this area here, even if you're outside and your eyes are closed. Let's say it's at the height of the sun, the noon, which is a dangerous time supposedly to sun gaze, but you direct your face upward and you allow the sun to hit you right in this area. It's wonderful for helping to activate that energy. You can also use certain crystals. Blue kyanite is an excellent crystal for this area. Amethyst, which is one of my favorite crystals, is wonderful for this particular area. It's a high vibrating crystal. Lapis lazuli is another crystal that is very good for working on your psychic insight and your spiritual awareness. There are many crystals that are also really good. You can place them here as you lie down. You can also do meditations that are designed with healing sounds that help to activate this particular chakra. You can do certain mantras. A very popular mantra for this particular chakra is Om. So you will breathe in and you will repeat that mantra continuously. The dog loves it. I mean, she absolutely loves it. You can feel it just resonating right in this area. You can feel it activating. You can feel it relaxing. You can feel it taking you in. So these are just some of the things you can do. There are a host of other things. You can stargaze. You can moon gaze. You can tap on this area and meditate. You can visualize the color indigo right here in the center of this particular area. You can eat certain foods. You can drink certain teas, like mugwort tea is great for activating your dream life. You can keep a dream journal. You can begin to deepen your intuition by playing with it. You can use tarot and oracle cards. You can do certain yoga positions like headstands and things of that nature that help to move the energy in this area. There's just so many things you can do. Fasting. While many of the other chakras have certain things that you can eat to help to stimulate the energy of this area, while you can partake of the indigo colored foods or the deep blue colored foods, you can also fast. Fasting is by far one of the superior ways in order to tap into higher states of consciousness, altered states of consciousness that help you to tap into your spiritual essence and your higher wisdom. It is a wonderful way, especially once you make it past, say, days 2 and 3, you really are able to deepen your awareness. So these are just some of the things you can do to tap into that third eye chakra or that first eye chakra energy. I hope that you were able to benefit from this video. Please like, subscribe, share, or comment on the video. It is my goal to help you clarify various things in your life, to help you up-level your mindset, to help you heal and clear energetic and emotional blockages, things that may be standing in the way of your greatness, to help you manifest the glory of God that is within you. So I'm Tanisha Ali. We're talking about that third eye chakra. Hit me up for additional videos. We have videos on the channel for all of the particular chakras. Have a peaceful, productive, and prosperous day.